The experiment for today is all about really marrying our movement with the breath. So it's like surfing a wave, except you're surfing the waves of the breath. So some of the things that we'll practice is just, first of all, some very basic movements to start to connect to the movement of the breath. And then after that, we'll start to layer in more complex movements and postures. So I'm passionate about this topic because what I have discovered in my own practice is when every movement is completely married to the breath, something magical happens, something else takes over. For me, I have these practices sometimes where I'm completely merged in the breath and I'm lost in this other world. I'm transported to another place and the movement takes on a life of its own. So it's something that I'm really passionate about teaching because of my own experience with the breath and movement. So also a part of this practice today is like putting our minds aside a little bit and anchoring as much as we can into the soothing, meditative, or hypnotic qualities of the breath so that we can discover this place that's not necessarily totally practical or logical. We can get lost a little bit in the dance of the breath. And come into child's pose. You can have your knees together or your knees wide apart. You choose your own adventure. Place your arms wherever feels the most surrendered. The place where you can really just drape your body down into the earth and let gravity have you. Now, call your awareness. Imagine that your awareness throughout the day, it gets scattered like a billion little orbs of light that kind of disperse in different directions because of all the things that you have on your mind and all the things you have to do and take care of, all of your responsibilities, all the people in your life, all of the dynamics. So imagine that when you call your awareness back, it's like calling your pet home, but you're calling many pets home, and they all start to come back. So all of your presence, your awareness starts to make its way back. Now become aware as your awareness comes back. You come back into your body, become aware of your breath, and visualize it like a river. And all you have to do is climb into that river, anywhere on the pathway of it. So you can even imagine that your awareness is like some kind of flotation device or a canoe, or your awareness is a little ball of presence that's riding in a canoe. Or your awareness probably doesn't even need a canoe, it can just ride in the river. So visualize your presence drifting and coasting and swirling on the river of your breath. Now begin to really become so awake inside your body to allow your body to actually expand more so that you can receive more breath. So this has a lot to do with just relaxing. You relax your belly. And so keep the fullness of your breath and then slide your hands forward. Press down through your fingertips, the four corners of your hands. Hug your hands towards one another. And then as you root down firmly through your hands, lift your upper arm bones away from the floor and hollow through your armpits. On your next inhale, lift your pelvic floor, curl your glutes towards the backs of your knees and round forward and really swish the inhale into your back. As you exhale, tilt your sit bones up, drip your belly and your heart down, and then glide back to active child's pose. Then the inhale begins to come. Notice the beginning of the inhale and then ride it forward, rounding forward, hands and knees. Rounding forward all the way to the top of the inhale. And then the exhale starts to come and tilt your sit bones up, melt your belly and your heart down and forward and ride the exhale back into active child's pose. And see how simple you can make it. Inhale, round forward. So simplifying by allowing your thoughts to come and go so you can really just embed yourself into the movement. Exhale, glide back. You're just thinking inhale, feeling the inhale, exhale, feeling the exhale, and making the shapes with your body. Inhale, round forward. And exhale, glide back. Okay, now think of making your breath smooth and silky, like a really smooth car ride. Inhale, round forward, like the smoothest car ride ever. And exhale, glide back. And sometimes the transition between the inhale and the exhale can be a little bit like shifting gears. So make that really seamless. Inhale, round forward. Exhale, glide back. Now stay back. Slide your hands forward on your mats. Keep your butt, your hips stacked over your knees. Pull your hands towards one another and then slowly drip your heart and your chin towards the floor. And again, simplifying. So last month was all about the layers of alignment, activation. And at times it was a lot of cues. It was very complex in some ways. And over the months, we'll be doing and experimenting with different ways of practicing. And so in this moment, just allow it to be about feeling, so you're really in your body, and anchoring in your breath. Your breath is your anchor. See all of the things that you experience as comings and goings. They're coming, they're going, they're coming, they're going. Begin to press your hands down and then slide them back again to where they were. On your next inhale, round forward, hands and knees. And as you exhale, just pour yourself down onto your belly. Press down through your toenails and hug your legs strong. Lift your hands up off the floor and squeeze your shoulder blades. Begin to lift through your pelvic floor. And as you inhale, let the inhale lift your heart up. When you exhale, lower your heart back down. So imagine that your heart is a floaty thing in water. So when you inhale, the level of the water is rising. Therefore, the flotation device does as well. And when you exhale, you just float down as the water level lowers. So inhale, rise up, float up. Exhale and float down. Again, inhale and float up. Exhale and float down. One more time, inhale to lift your heart. Exhale, press your hands into the floor, tuck your toes and slide back, active child's pose. Just feel all the things that are getting a little bit warm. Inhale, round forward, hands and knees. Now as you exhale, press your hands down, engage through your core, lift your knees, tilt your sit bones up and glide to down dog. Take a few wiggly moments here. Wiggly, snaky, or still. But just let your body speak or calibrate or reconfigure. Every sensation that you feel, imagine that it's like your body saying, hey, over here, give me a little breath. And imagine literally stretching your breath into every corner of your body, even to your toes, the soles of your feet, your heels, your calves, every single corner. Now immerse yourself in breath like you're immersing yourself in a hot shower. You know, when a hot shower feels so good and just like you get up in it. So like really, really go in to the shower of your breath. Lift your heels and start to inhale to round forward into a rounded high plank. As you exhale, micro bend your knees and elbows, tilt your sit bones up and glide back into down dog. And again, just let these movements be quite simple. Inhale, marry your movement with breath. Literally ride the breath forward into a rounded high plank. And then exhale to glide back on it into a down dog. Inhale to ride your breath forward. And exhale to ride it back. Inhale to lift your heels and slowly walk forward to the top of your mat. Still stay aware of your inhales and your exhales even as you walk. And when you get there, separate your feet hip distance apart and parallel. Come onto your fingertips and bend your knees quite generously. Look at your feet and lift and spread your toes. You're really activating through the soles of your feet, all the way up through your lower legs. Begin to anchor down through your big toes and your big toe mounds. Then spread your pinky toes away from your big toes and root your pinky toes down. See if you can keep the 3 toes in the middle lifted. Press through your fingertips, and as you inhale, tilt your sit bones back, pull in at your waist, and elongate your heart forward. And as you exhale, bow over your legs. Let your head be heavy at the very end of that exhale. Then the inhale comes, begin to root through your heels, lift your pelvic floor, and undulate your heart forward into a halfway lift. Press your fingertips down and pull them back to traction your spine. And when the exhale comes, let it drape you down into a fold. Again, inhale, halfway lift. Exhale and fold. Halfway lift, inhale. Now this time, pull in through your front body, micro bend your knees and bring your hands to your waistline. Hug your upper arm bones towards one another so your shoulder blades also magnetize to the midline. Press your pelvis away from you with your hands and elongate the roof of your mouth forward. Then activate your glutes towards your heels and lever your spine up in one long line to stand. Bring your arms by your sides. Lean into your back body. Press from your pelvis down into the core of the earth. Hug in at your waist and then press up through the crown of your head like you're reaching out through the roof of your mouth. Take one exhale breath. When the inhale begins, begin to slowly float your arms out wide and up towards the sky. When you reach up, imagine you're hugging the sky with your heart. As you exhale, circle your arms wide to the sides, micro bend your knees, tilt your sit bones back and fold all the way down, fingertips sprinkling to the earth. Halfway lift, inhale, elongate your heart forward as you reach your butt back. Exhale, step your right foot slowly to the back of your mat and sink your right knee down. So the whole exhale for that one movement. Then the inhale brings you all the way up into a low lunge. As you exhale, flex your left foot, glide your pelvis back. Begin to reach your arms, your fingertips back, and slingshot your heart forward. And that's all on one exhale. On your next inhale, begin to come forward into a high lunge. Lift your right knee, root your big toes, squeeze your waist, and elongate in every direction. And when you exhale, in one exhale, place your hands round your spine, pick your left foot up and step to down dog. Inhale, ride it forward into a rounded high plank. As you exhale, slowly lower your knees. Inhale, arc through your spine. Exhale, glide back, active child's pose. Inhale, waves you forward, hands and knees. And as you exhale, glide to down dog. Walk your feet to the top of the mat. So sometimes it's easier to be aware of the breath when we're riding it, like one breath per movement. But when our movements get a little bit more like kind of cut up, it can be harder to notice the breath. So for your walk up to the top, stay connected to your breath. Fingertips to the floor, inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Reach your arms wide, cast your heart forward and rise all the way up to stand. It's kind of like a reverse swan dive. When you exhale, bring your palms down through your heart, press through your feet, palms by your side. Inhale, pull in at your waist and begin to reach all the way up. Exhale, arms go wide, heart casts forward, fold all the way down, sprinkling your fingertips to the floor. Halfway lift, inhale to elongate through your legs and spine. For the whole exhale, slowly step your left foot to the back and sink your left knee down. Inhale, low lunge. Riding the breath, exhale, glide back, flexing your right foot, pull your feet towards one another and bow. When the inhale starts, let it begin to bring you forward into a high lunge. All the way to the top of the inhale. So you're feeling the full length of every breath. Exhale, hands down, round your spine. Pick your right foot up at almost the bottom of the exhale and then step to down dog. And then the wave of the inhale comes in, let it round you forward, high plank. Exhale, pull your front body to your back body and bring your knees down slowly. Inhale to arc through your spine. Exhale, glide back, your hips towards your heels. Heart keeps stretching forward. Inhale, rounds you forward, hands and knees. Squeeze your front body. And as you exhale, glide slowly back to down dog. Lift your heels on an inhale, stay aware of your breath, and really slowly walk your feet up. When you get to the top, parallel your feet and bring them hip distance apart. Sprinkle your fingertips to the floor. Activate your feet. Inhale, halfway lift. Ride the whole inhale to elongate your spine. And exhale to fold. Reach your arms wide and on a swooping inhale, rise all the way up to stand. And as you exhale, bring your palms down through your heart as you lengthen your spine up. Hands by your sides. And stay here for one full inhale and one full exhale.